Hello, let's continue my Sudoku study series with Wang by SSG. Okay, let's go over the rules. First being that this follows standard Sudoku rules and that you have to place the numbers 1 through 9 in every row column. If I could highlight the entire column in 3x3 box. And then we have a bunch of variants in here. We have arrows. Arrows are these arrows with a circle on the end. The numbers along the arrow have to sum to the digit in the circle. So if this was a 5, this could be a 3 or a 2, or a 4 or 1. These two numbers have to sum to this digit. Next up, we have a white crop key dot. The dot means that the numbers attached to the dot have to be consecutive. So if this was a 5, this would have to be a 6 or a 4. But it couldn't be a 7 because 5 and 7 are not consecutive. The next rule is this green line over here. There's a German whisper line where every number on the line has to be at least 5 different from the numbers next to it. So if this was a 2, this could be an 8, this could be a 1. The 2 is 6 away from 8, so that's valid. The 8 is 7 away from 1, but you couldn't put 4 here because that's only 4 different. The next rule is these two cages. The numbers in the cage have to sum to the digit in the upper left-hand corner. So these 4 digits have to sum to 23. You can also not repeat digits within the cage. And then the purple lines are red band lines where the digits on the line have to form a set of consecutive digits. They don't have to be in consecutive order, so you could go 2, 4, 3. Just the numbers on the line have to be from a consecutive set of digits. And then finally we have these thermometers where the numbers along the thermometer have to increase from the bulb end. So if this was a 1, you could do 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. They don't have to be consecutive, but they do have to be increasing from the bulb end. So those are all the rules. There's a link in the description if you want to try the puzzle, and I'm going to get started. All right, these are very long thermometers, so I think maybe I should pencil these to begin with. So this thermometer is 7 in length, so this number has to at least be a 7 on the end. So this is a 7, 8, or 9. And then this can't be a 9 because it can't increase from there. So you have to go down 1. So this is a 6, 7, 8. And then so on down the line. This will be a 5, 6, 7, 4, 5, 6, 3, 4, 5, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3. And then the same thing's going on over here. This is also 7 in length. So this is 1, 2, 3, 2, 3, 4, 3, 4, 5, 4, 5, 6, 5, 6, 7, 6, 7, 8, and 7, 8, 9. And then this one also increases, but this is a lot shorter, so this could be a lot of numbers, and I don't want to pencil that. Because this could be any number between 2 and 7. I just don't want to put that many numbers in there. We just need to remember that this one, these two can't be 9. That's how that one's restricted at the moment. And then this consecutive dot means that this digit has to be, well, we know it has to be at least 6. Because this is 3 digits, and the smallest numbers these can be is 1, 2, 3, which adds to 6. So this is either 6, 7, 8, or 9. Do I want to mark that? Maybe. 6, 7, 8, 9. This could still be a 6 because this could be a 7. All of those numbers work with the consecutive crop key dot. So maybe the next place to look is maybe the German whisper, I'm thinking. Because maybe we can determine if this is a high or low cell. So along a German whisper, the numbers are going to alternate between high and low. Because if you have a high cell, you're going to have to subtract 5 and go to a low cell. And what I mean by high cell is the numbers between 6 and 9. You can't have a 5 on a German whisper because there's no number in the puzzle that's 5 away from that. There's no 0 or 10. So you're going to alternate between the numbers 1 through 4 and then 6 through 9, 1 through 4, 6 through 9, and so on and so forth. Although the 4 and the 6 are very limited, because if you had a 4 here, the numbers on both ends would have to be 9, because that's the only number that's 5 away from 4. And the same thing with 6, the numbers on either end would have to be 1. So if you have a 4 or 6, it kind of has to go on the ends here. So I'm going to color this between high and low. I don't know which one is high and which one is low, but I know they alternate. So I'm just going to color this in here between orange and blue. And then we know these are low. This might be low if it's not a 5. This could be low. This is probably high, but it could be a 5. So we have at least 2 highs and definitely 2 lows in here. Not sure about these 3. So that's interesting. Actually, we know 5 is on here. We know 5 is right in one of these 2 cells. Because the 5 can't go on the German Whisper, and the 5 can't go over here. Because of this 5 up here. So 5 has to go in one of these 2 cells. So this can't be a 5. Which means this can't be a 4. Because if this was a 4, how does it get bigger? So this isn't a 4. Which means this isn't a 3. So now these are 3 low digits. We know we have 3 low digits now. So if this is low, that would take care of all the low digits for this entire column. So even though all this column isn't on a German Whisper line except for this cell here, you're still going to have 4 highs, 4 lows, and a 5. So that can kind of tell you what this cell is going to be if we figure it out. And then how do we get to 23 in 4 numbers? I'm looking at this killer cage. So 9, what's the biggest 4 digits can be? 9 and 8 is 17, plus 7 is 24, plus 6 is 30. So we have a lot of options in here, although these 2 numbers have to be consecutive. So that will probably limit our options a little bit. What's the smallest 4 digits that we could get to 23 with? 9 and 7, or 9 and 8, 17. We could do 8, 7 would be 15, and 5 and 1. We could probably do something else too. I don't know. It seems like there's probably going to be a lot of options for that. Do I have any pairs or anything, or triples forming? Doesn't look like it. So we know 5 has to go, actually, this is a 5 right here. Now that I think about it, that's probably where we need to go, because, yeah, we have this 5, we have these 5s pointing down, so the only place a 5 can go, since it can't go on the German Whisper, is right here. So that limits this a lot more than it was before. So this is now at least a 6. This is 6, 7, 8. And this is 7, 8, 9. Okay. That makes this a 6, 7, 8, 9 quadruple. We have 4 numbers that go in these 4 cells. So that means this can't be a 6 or 7, and this has to be a 5. Which means this can't be a 5 or 6. This is a 4, this is a 3, and a 2, and a 1. Okay, nice. This is no longer a 4. So that can no longer be a low cell. We have 2 5s here, so we know a 5 goes over here. And if this is a 5, this can't be a 6, because we need 2 more digits. This would at least be 8 if this is a 5. Because the smallest this can be is 1 and 2. So what are the other 4 digits? We need 1 through 4 in here. And we need 3 of them to be consecutive on this line. So this is either going to be 1 through 3 or 2 through 4. And then the number that it isn't is either going to be the 1 or the 4, depending on which way we go. So this is a 1 or a 4 here. If this is a 1, how long is this ren band line? It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. If this is a 1, this would be a line that is 1 through 6 for the ren band. Excuse me. This 21 might be a little limited because we know one of these is fairly small. One of these is at most going to be 3. We also know that 9 goes down here. I want to mark that. So 9 doesn't go over here. 9 can't go here, but it could still go here or here. Or up here. Well, it can't go here. Oh, that's interesting to think about. Where does 9 go in this column? Because 9 can't go down here because of these pointing 9s. And a 9 can never go along the arrow. It can go in the circle, but it can never go along the arrow because that would make the number in the circle have to be bigger than 9. So 9 doesn't go down here, and it doesn't go in any of these boxes. So the 9 has to go in this middle column in this box. It's going to go over here, and then either up here or over here. If a 9 goes on one of these two, this would be 7, 8, 9 on the ren band. So maybe, I'm thinking maybe this killer cage is up next. So what are our options? We have this 2, 3, 4 in here, so that might limit things quite a bit in here. The last 6 digits we need are a 1 for the entire box, are a 1 and then 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So how do we get to 23 out of those 6 digits? With 2 of them being consecutive. If we did 9, 8, that would be 17. These would have to add to 6, which would either be 1, 5, which we can do, or 4, 2, which we can do because we have the 4, 2 in here. So if this was 9, 8, this would have to be 1, 5. If we did 7, 8 along this ren band, that would be 15. This would have to add to 8. So if we did 7, 8, we couldn't do 7, 1 because we'd already have the 7 up here. We couldn't do 6, 2. And we couldn't do 5, 3 because we already have a 3. So we can't do 7, 8 on this ren band. What about 6, 7? That would be 13. And this would have to be 10. So we could do 1, 9. So that's possible. Couldn't do 8, 2 because we already have the 2. Couldn't do 7, 3. Couldn't do 6, 4. All right, so if this is a 6, 7, this is a 1, 9. And if this was a 5, 6, that would be 11. We'd need these to be 12. We couldn't do 9, 3. We couldn't do 5, 8 because we'd already have the 5 up here. Obviously, you can't do 6, 6. Wait up, what was this? 5, 6 is 11. We need 12. So we couldn't do 4, 8. Couldn't do 9, 3. So I don't think we can do 6, 7, right? Or 5, 6. This was 9, 4. We can't do 4, 5. So yeah, our options I think were, now I have to go back and remember. I think 8-9 worked. 8-9 worked. Did 7-8 work? Is 15. This would be 8. Couldn't do 6-2. We couldn't do 7-1 because 7 would be up here. Couldn't do 6-2. Couldn't do 5-3. Yeah, that doesn't work. But 6-7 I think could work. That was 13. And we could do 9-1. So yeah, this could be 6-7. Did 5-6 work now? I don't even remember. Did 5-6 work? So this would be 11. This would have to be 12. We couldn't do 9-3. We couldn't do 8-4. And obviously 5-6 are already up here. So yeah, no, we can't do that. So this is either 6-7 or 8-9. So if this is 6-7, this was 10. We could do 1-9. We couldn't do 8-2 or 7-3 or 6-4. And then if this was 8-9, that's 17. We'd need this to be 6. We could do 1-5. But we couldn't do 4-2. So this has to have a 1 on it, no matter what. That's an interesting deduction. But this can't be 9. This one can't be 9 because if this is 1 or 4, right up, can you get to 9 on a 6 length red band if you have a 4? Actually, I think you can. It'd be 4 through 9. So if this is a 4, this could still be 9. That would be the low and this would be the high. And by that, I mean this would be the lowest digit of the red band. This would be the highest digit of the red band. It's not high-low like it is on the German Whisper. Is there any number I haven't used? Let's see, we have one, we have 2, 3, 4, and then we have 1, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, yeah. So there's no number that hasn't been at least marked somewhere that we know definitively goes down here. So this red band hasn't really told us anything yet. So far, it could still be any number along the rest of this line. It could still be 1 through 6, or, well, could it be? We already have the 2, 3, 4 over here. If this is a 1, I don't think this can be 1. Because if this is 1, we'd need this line to be 1 through 6, right? This wouldn't be 1. We would need the 2, 3, and 4 to go somewhere else on this line. And we could put 2 of them over here, but not all 3. So I don't think this can be 1. Where are we putting 2, 3, 4? Because they're already on here in this box. So this has to be 4. Which means this is 3 and 2 and 1. And then this is 1, 2, 3. Except these 2 are not 2s. That's a 1, 3 pair. This one has to be a 2. So 2, 3, 4, and 5 are removed from this cell. So if this is low, it's going to have to be 1. That's interesting. For the German Whisper. This can't be 5 anymore. Because it can't be higher than this cell. So this isn't 5, so this has to be 5. This isn't 5, okay. Can this not be 1 for the same reason this wasn't 1? If this is 1, If this is 1, we'd have to put the 2, 3 over here. We'd have to put the 5, 6 on here, but we already have a 5 right here, so this can't be 1. So that makes this 1. Which makes this 3 and 1. So 1, 2, 3 are removed from this spot. So if this is low, it would have to be 4. And this would have to be 9. That's interesting. So if this was 9, that would make this 11 for this killer cage. And then this would have to be 10. Could we do that? Probably. We couldn't do 4, 6, but we could do like 7, 3 or something. Especially since this number would have to be low if this is 9. We could do 3, 7. We know 1 goes up here now. We know 2 goes down here. Just from these Sudoku. We also know 3 goes down here. Actually, we know this cell is 4. Because we already have the 1, 2, 3 in this box, and one of these has to be low. And 4 can't go here because that would make both of these 9. So we now know that this is 4 and blue is low. So the blue cells are all low. So these are all 1, 2, 3, 4, 4. Well, these 3 can't be 4, but this one could be 4. These 2 can't be 2. Okay. This is now a 9. This is a 12. We need to make this 10. So this is just, like I said, a 3 and a 7. I got lucky there. Can't be a 1, 9 because the 9 can't repeat in the box. So this is a 3 and 7. So this is no longer 7. So this is the 8, 9 pair I was talking about, which makes this 1 and 5. So this is 8, 9, 17. This is 8, 9 to make 17. And then this has to be 1 and 5 to make the total 23. So this is no longer 7. This is now has to be a 6. Just it's the last digit in the box. So what are the numbers we have on this run band? We have 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So this one has to be high. So it has to be an 8. Actually, it had to be an 8 no matter what, because this 3 on the German Whisperer needed a number that was 5 away, and the only options are 8 or 9. We already have the 9 down here. So this is no longer 8. So this one has to be 6, and this has to be 7. This is a 2. This is a 7, because it can't be the 8, 9, or the 6. This is 7, 8, 9. Actually, it's just an 8, 9. Can't be the 7 because of the 7. This could still be 4 because this could still be 9. This is just, there's only one number left in this column, which is a 6. And then these are also 1, 3, 4. Oh, this one's just a 4. This one's just a 3. This one's a 1. Okay. This is a triple over here. We need 2, 4, 9. This one can't be 4. This one can't be 2. This is also a triple, which is 6, 7, 8. Which can be any of them. Wonderful. That makes this a 6, 7, 8, 9 quadruple along the bottom here, which means this is a triple. This is 2, 3, 4. So these can't be 2 or 3 anymore. We could still put a 1 down here. But we can't, could we do 1, 2, 3? Yeah, we could still do 1, 2, 3 here and make this a 4. No, we couldn't, because we did 1, 2, 3. We need to have at least one of these 2 or 3 right here, or right here. This would be the one. We could have 2, 3 here, but we can't do that with this triple. So this is not a 6. This can't be 7 either. This would be 1, 2, 4. Could we do that? No, we can't. Well, maybe we could. No, because if we did 1, we'd still have either 2 or 4 right here, and we can't do that. So yeah, this can't be 7. So that means this can't be 6, which means this can't be 7. Which makes this a 7, 8, 9 triple, which makes this the 6 in this row. Okay. So this is an 8 or a 9. We could do 1, 2, 5. We could actually do that if we put the 2 up here, 1 here and the 5 here. That makes a lot of sense. We need a 6 in this column, and it can't go here, so this is a 6 here. Which means the 6 has to go down here somewhere. Oh, this is a 4 because of this 8, 9 pair here, so this is just a 4. Which means there's a 4 in here somewhere. Can we do any more basic Sudoku? We need a 1 up here. We need a 1 down here. We need a 7 in here. Five goes up here. I gotta take a break. All right, sorry about that. There was some noise going on in the other room. Where was I? 3 has to go up here. This box is getting pretty messy. Maybe we should figure out what some more of these numbers are in this arrow. Could this be a 7? Yeah, because this could be a 2, I think. Actually, no. This can't be a 7. Well, could it be if this was a 1? No, because the 1 has to go down here. So this can't be a 7. Because if this was a 7, this would have to be an 8 or 9. This would have to be a 1 or a 2, but we already have 1 and 2 removed from this cell, so this can't be 7. Maybe we should figure out this Renban. That would be nice. This is a 7, 8, 9 up here. Let's see, 5 goes in here. I'm still going back to just basic Sudoku stuff here. I don't want to forget about it. Let's see, 3 goes up here. 6, 5, we have the 5s. We have the 3s. 7 we don't know. Okay, I think I got most of it. All right, so let's figure out what kind of these other cells are. Or well, actually, let's focus on this 8, 9. This is an 8 or 9. We need 3 digits here. That can't include 2 numbers from 2, 3, and 4. It can include 1 number if it goes right here, but not 2. Maybe we should figure out what numbers are possible right here. We still need 1, 6, 7, and 8. 1, 6, 7, 8 in this row. But this can't be 8, because how is this going to be 9? We need 2 more digits, so this can't be 8. It can't be 7 either, because again, how would this be 9? You need 2 1s, and that doesn't work. So if this is 6, this would have to be 9, and we'd have to have 1, 2 here, but that doesn't work. Because we can't put a 1 here. And if we put a 1 here, we'd have to put a 2 here, but we know we can't put a 2 here. So this can't be 6, so this is a 1. Oh, this also can't be 1 up here, okay. So then these 2 cells either have to equal 7 or 8. What do we still need in this row? We need a 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Well, we can't put 6 here. Well, could we? Actually, we could. We could put a 5. We can't put a 7 here because, again, you can't put a 7 here. To get to 9, you'd have to go 1, 1. It doesn't work. So this is at most 5 or 6. So if this is 8, this would be 5, 1, 2. And if this was 8, this couldn't be 6. So let's not even consider that. If this was 9 and 5, this would have to be 3, which we can't do. And if it's 9, 6, this would have to be 2. So no matter what, this is 2. And then this will determine whether this is 8 or 9. Or this will determine if this is 5 or 6. One way or the other. We'll get there. So, oh yeah, that 2 now makes this a 9 and a 2 over on this side. That makes this a triple now. This is 1, 2, 3. We have 4, 7, 9. This is just a pair here. We need 1 and 8. So that makes this a triple up here, which is 6, 3, 5, 6. So this can't be 9. Because 9 you can't put on this Ren band with any of these numbers. So this is not a 9. Could you do 7, 5, 6? Sure you could. Or 7, 6, 5? Sure. Or 7, 6, 8? Could do that too. Oh, a 9 can't go here because what would go here? All right, can't do it. A 7 can't go here because the smallest number in this cell is a 3. That would be 10. So this is just a 4. Which makes this a 7. Which makes this a 9. This can no longer be 3 because we can't do a 3-digit set with 3 and 7. Could still be a 5. If this is a 5, this would have to be a 6. And if this is a 6, this could be a 5 or an 8. So if this is a 4 and a 3, this would have to be a 7. So this can't be a 3 because we have 7 over here. So this is either, and it can't be a 6 because we don't have a 10. So there's a 5 and a 9. And there's a 6. And this one can no longer be a 6. These can't be 9s. This is an 8 and a 9. This is a 5. This is a 3. This is a 6, which now makes this a 9. And this is a 3. These can't be 3s. Okay, this is a pair. Actually, I just noticed this is a 5 over here. It was the last 5 pencil mark left in that box. This is a pair that is a 7 or an 8. That is not resolved. This is the last spot for a 5 in this row. This is no longer a 6, which makes this a 6. We have a pair here, which is a 7, 8. This is an 8 and a 7, which makes this a 1 and an 8. This is a 1. This can't be a 1 anymore. Let's see. What do we need for this column? We need the 2, 4, and a 3. 2 can't go here, 4 can't go here. So this is 2, 3, and this is 3, 4. What else? This is 2, 4, 6. This can't be 2, so this is 4, 6. Nope, can't be a 6 either, so this is just 4. And did I have that right? I just want to double check. We need the 2 or the 4 for the column. We also need a 6, which can only go here. Okay, yes, so this is a 6 and a 4 and a 2 and a 4. And a 3 and a 2. This is a 3 and a 4. That's nothing now. This is a 7 or an 8, but it can't be a 7, so there's an 8 and a 7, an 8. This is a 9 and an 8. This can't be 8 anymore. Neither can this. What do we still need in here? This is a 7, 9. This, there's only one digit left in this row, which is a 2. What am I missing here? Am I missing some sort of logic? Do I have the puzzle right? I'm going to do the checker. Just wait up. See if I can figure out if I'm missing some logic here. Because we only have these cells left. So if this is a 8, this would be a 9, and this would be a 7. If this is a 7, this would be a 8 or a 9. No, if this is a 7, this would be a 9, which makes this an 8. This is an 8, 9, 7. This would be an 8 and a 7. Wait up, did I? 8, 9, 7, 8, 7. Am I missing something? What am I missing? If this is a 9, this would have to be a 7, 8. And this would be a 9. And this would be an 8, 7. That works. Right? If this is a 7, this would have to be an 8, 9. And this would be a 7. Is it possible for this one to be an 8? Could this be 7, 8, 9? I'm going to use the checker just because, yeah, I'm right so far. I'm not missing anything. So what's the logic I'm missing? This is an 8. This would be a 9. This would be a 7. This would be an 8. This would be 7. 7, 9, 8, 7, 8. What am I missing? I have everything else, right? Oh, it's this Kropke dot. I completely forgot about the Kropke dot. This is a 9, so this has to be an 8. That's the whole purpose of that dot. So this is an 8 and a 9. This is 7, 7, 8, 7, 9. Okay. All right, I got there. Completely forgot about the Kropke dot. That's all right. There's so many rule sets in this one, and that tends to happen to me where I get so focused on 1 or 2 rule sets I forget about the others. And because there's only 1 dot, it was easy to forget. But that's all right. That was a fun puzzle. A lot of interesting interactions between all the different rule sets, and it's a good kind of intro on how all those things kind of work together. So yeah, thanks to SSG for creating the puzzle. If you want to try it, reminder, there is a link in the description, so go ahead and check that out. If you're enjoying my videos, remember to leave a like, subscribe, follow, and if you did the puzzle, let me know how you did.